Welcome, everybody. My name is Will Walker, and it's a pleasure to be able to speak to you today and show you some of the things that I have found in my 28 years of venture capital and private equity experience in my own personal life. A lot of it has been innovative and impactful from the Hall family office, a 70-year-old family office. I've worked with hundreds of family offices and other high net worth investors and funds out there in my 30-year experience in the private equity world. So one of the things that's really been innovative and impactful, both socially and profitably, is through the Hall Labs, Hall Family Office, and Hall Venture Fund. So I'll start there because operating businesses in the opportunity zone format are one of the least understood and most impactful, both from a job standpoint, a renovation standpoint, and also a profitability standpoint. So with that, we'll get started here, and I'll use the Hall family office and what they've created as a formula to show you what's possible, probable, that's happening all over the country and actually all over the world in operating businesses in an opportunity zone format. So we move to the next slide. That'd be great. Here's a disclaimer that I must throw up there by legal means. So we'll, at least we've shown it, and it's on camera here. And hopefully that will be acceptable. So I think we can move on through that. So Experience Hall. Hall's an opportunity zone fund that stands out of the pack. You can read kind of this for yourself. It's much more than just a tech accelerator. Brings 20 years experience as a modern day Edison Labs for operating companies that have big social impact, renovation, social impact, execution in a tangible technology products division. So when you think of tangible technology, you think about smarter cities, smarter homes, smarter cars. Even in Hall, we've turned out smarter toilets, which we'll get to a little bit in the future slides here. But all of it is done on a 130-acre opportunity zone campus that stands in northern Utah. It's quite productive, it's quite experienced, and we'll go through the slides here. And it is tax advantage, so it helps all of the companies, projects, and that are going on out there in different opportunity zones, whether it be in Baltimore, whether it be in Sacramento, California. So we'll keep showing examples of that. Go to the next slide here. Opportunity Zone program offers 3 tax incentives for investing in low-income communities through qualified opportunity fund. The reason that the Hall experience is a good example of this, and you can look over some of these 3 examples yourself that I have up here, because that was an old steel mill, which we'll get to later, that was defunct. It was the largest employer through the first of the century. As steel and iron and all of that declined, it was one that was left in defunct, almost zero jobs and zero production. Now we've renovated that old steel mill on this 130-acre opportunity zone campus, and we employ over 750 full-time employees, and 200 of those are full-time scientists and engineers. So it's quite productive, but on top of that, we've created over 3.6 million jobs outside of Provo, Utah, all over the country in different other opportunity zones because of the companies and the tangible technology that we have perpetuated and grown and accelerated. So here we have an example you can hold for 10 years. An investor can be and take advantage of it. Example 2, an investor holds the zero fund stake for 7 years. And example 3, in operating companies that qualify for the 1202 tax code, the hold is only 5 years. So it gives the investor, the limited partner or the investor, many options to take a capital gains, to take a different exemption, It also gives them a chance to take money out, partial money out, leave it in for much less than 10 years. And many investors that I speak to on a regular basis only think that the opportunity zones are used for real estate. And that's the ones that understand that. They don't realize that there is a tremendous vehicle here that can be utilized through the opportunity zone format and the 1202 tax code for a 5-year hold, not a 10-year hold, and also for amazing profits, which we'll get to, and Hull's a great example of that and the different returns they've had over many exits and transactions. And of course, the job creation, jobs that the Hull Foundation of companies have created. So we can keep moving here. Next slide, social impact snapshot. Job growth and the gig economy support, sustainability, and climate change. These are some of the initiatives that really the opportunity zone operating businesses were meant for. And certainly the Hull project has achieved. Transportation and automotive analytics. We have the Vanderhall, a very strong electric vehicle, profitable electric vehicle coming out. And we have vehicles on the road today through the Vanderhall Motor Works company that is part of Hull, manufactured right here in the United States under an opportunity zone format. Communication, power, and energy solutions such as Surefire chips are currently being used. One of our companies being used all over the Facebook campus, big client. We have several other huge clients, and one of our partners in that installing partners is Johnson Controls, which is one of the biggest worldwide installer of communication and power and energy solutions in the world. They do Microsoft, General Motors, Federal Express. I could go on, and they've chosen Surefire, our chips, out of the Hull Opportunity Zone campus to utilize. So quite a statement there. Adaptive multi-use building and smart home solutions. We have several companies, including Smarter Home, that have identified smarter garage, smarter windows for energy saving and more efficient home green energy and home solutions in a smarter home all over the country. It's currently being in commercial use in Texas, Michigan, all over the place in builders with our adaptive building company and also our smarter home company. Predictive healthcare monitoring safety solutions. This is a biggie for me and many people, as we have medic.io that's very strong in the innovative smart toilet department. So many of you can laugh at that, but we predict 85 preventable diseases out there through the medic toilet, and it's quite an innovative solution. It has over 80 patents issued on it already, about 70 pending. It's a tremendous data for real-time data on something that people have to use in their home, in their hospital, in their assisted living conditions, anywhere that they are on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So it's quite an incredible, innovative piece of technology, tangible technology, again, in the healthcare department. That's medic. So we'll keep moving here. This just sample companies of what I was just talking about. The Vanderhall is currently a profitable company in the electric vehicle department and the power sports department. Medic.life, that's the toilets I was just talking about. Encourage everybody to look at medic.life at the website there and check it out. If you would like to learn more, then I can send a sample deck or forward a sample deck through Dave and Zahn and the group here. Smarter Home is the green sustainable home, very profitable. Also, includes smarter garage and many other sustainable solutions for the home itself. Bacon is a very interesting temporary help company. that I'm very proud of, because we're serving 5 cities right now, and Bacon has doubled and tripled in revenue in the last year. I don't have to tell anyone out there how needed and necessary it is to find temporary workers that can become permanent workers in today's workforce, regardless of what company or what project is ongoing. And Bacon is a differentiator, a patented differentiator in that particular space. Again, this is new innovative technology that can help all the Opportunity Zone area companies and areas grow and thrive, both for profit, jobs, and sustainability. So Bacon has doubled and tripled in revenue. We'll go into 5 or 10 more cities here in probably the next 12 months. SureFi is the chips I was talking about, used by Facebook, and Johnson Controls is the partner there. Very innovative, also in revenue. This replaces the last mile in wiring into hospitals, buildings, homes. It's really, really, truly innovative. There's over 40 patents issued. You'll notice I keep saying that because I'm an old private equity venture capital guy, and when patents are issued, I pay attention. When there's more than one, then that really gets my motor running. And hopefully it means something to the audience here too. So SureFi is definitely on the profitable, productive hit parade. Hall Logic, another one that's really technology that supports autonomy driving and all of the new wave issues that are coming up with hands-free driving and other in vehicles all over the country. Comfort Wall, another one with prefabricated wall and flooring and heating and cooling through different techniques and solutions. Again, multi-patented. And Real Chip, another integrated circuit solution for extreme environments. Again, heavily patented and in revenue. So this is just a sample of some of the innovative work that the Hall Family Office and Hall Venture Partners has undertaken and produced, along with many of their other exits, which we'll get to here in a minute. But this is supporting different projects, social impact and innovative projects all over the country in opportunity zones, whether it be in building and real estate and in these different spaces. So next slide's on, if you would. So this is the Innovative Campus and Tech Hub. You know, this is a really strong look at just one of our many buildings on our 130-acre Opportunity Zone campus. And it's definitely a prototype for many other areas of the country. We've already been visited by top officials from Michigan, Ohio, Arizona, many top learning centers such as Massachusetts, UMass, Arizona State, UCLA. I could go on and on, who are studying or joining forces with a tremendous vehicle or proven technology hub and campus in an opportunity zone, such as what Hall has produced here in Provo, Utah. So you keep going, Zon, it'd be great here. Here's what we turned in from the old steel mill, what it turned into. You can see the junk down at the bottom. This is the 1900s, where we created thousands of jobs, had a big economy. All that came to a crashing halt in 1966, and hundreds of acres of industrial just sat abandoned and discarded, as you can see on the right slide here. So this is typical of many of the things that are going on out there for opportunity zone areas to really put money to work and become productive through not only real estate ventures, but operating companies as well to sustain those ventures and add to the jobs in the community and the sustainability of the areas. So next slide, if you would. So Provo, Utah, Opportunity Zone, Innovation, Growth in Campus, more than 130 acres. We employ over 700 people. Like I said, we've created over 3.6 million jobs. This is why HUD utilizes our experience and our prototype to show other areas what they could do in the operating business zone of opportunity zones in their area. And certainly we want to help perpetuate that. So we keep going here. This is just why invest in Provo, Utah. There's many other areas in opportunity zones that are fertile, like Provo or Utah itself, but it is helpful that it is around a major learning institution, Brigham Young. That's why so many other learning institutions with lots of talent visit our campus and want to align themselves with the Hall formula. So we just got noticed by the Milken Institute up there, sorry, as the 2021 ranked best performing cities by the Milken. We beat out Austin, Texas, and Boise, Idaho, and every other booming area in opportunity zones to get this award. And that's because of the jobs we've created, which is great and a real honor. Okay, next slide. Thank you. I think we've already covered this, you know, with the Milken Institute in Provo, Utah. So you can see the building and the jobs creation there. Keep going. Yeah, we keep going through the index here. That's one of our cars that we produce. And let's see what our next slide is here. Keep going. Next slide, if you would. Hall Labs history. I covered most of this, but it's really a modern day Edison Labs. And we're looking to recreate this all across the country in opportunity zones, of course, or support it. There's the founder, Tracy Hall, who put this together. He was actually a professor at BYU, and he invented the man-made diamond in the 1950s. And then he took over that old steel mill and turned it into a very productive modern day Edison Labs. And it happens to be right smack in the middle of an opportunity zone. So you talk about all roads kind of combining together, or all elements combining to make such a once in a lifetime, but duplicatable model for operating companies, profitable, sustainable operating companies in an opportunity zone format. This was it. So next slide, if you would. These are just some of our many exits that we've had over since 1955. I'm not going to date myself, but that's almost when I was born. But regardless, you can see multiple exits from different inventions that have been patented and licensed and exited throughout the years here, and why we're still going strong here. Over 800, there's actually over 1,200 patents issued, filed now, and over 1,000 issued. So some of these numbers are old because our exits and our profitability and sustainability and job growth is continuing to just boom right now. So these are just some of our many exits and inventions. Could keep going. There we go. External return of capital. I utilize this because this shows active investors out there what's possible in both the fixed income fund at 12%, but the 127% IRR proof of concept venture investment that Hall has produced basically for the last 20 years, not just till 2016. This is a little old in that respect. We actually have a historic return of 8.3x. That's 8.3x, which is at the top tier of any venture fund out there in historical returns of any kind, whether it be in an opportunity zone or not. So we're very proud of that, and so are most of the government agencies out there, and EIG and the big think tank that's associated with opportunity zones. They all are very familiar and work with Hall closely to utilize our experience and our proof of concept of what we're putting forward. Long history of success. These are again some of the history of success. Our last exit you see down there at the bottom, SES Energy, we had a 17.7x return. Again, this is in a tax advantaged opportunity zone. So whether you take advantage of the 5-year system, through 1202 or the 7 to 10 years in a OZ format. This gives you lots and lots of reasons why you want to look at operating companies that are highly risk mitigated and patented intangible technology that can serve the whole world and the rest of our country in opportunity zone functionality and processes. So next slide, if you would. This current, I think we've gone through most of this. This is just some of the companies. There's several more that we've had in profitable exits. And you can see here are shared up at the top. One of the reasons why we're so sought after and use Hall as a model for opportunity zones in operating businesses is because we have a shared resource process. So imagine being a company that's on our campus that goes next door when they need a patent attorney and gets help right away, when they need a scientist or top engineer in both chemical or mechanical, electrical, and gets that help that they need or work on any kind of a problem. 3D printing, they can go next door and get it. You need a website built, go next door and get it. There's so many reasons why this works for so many companies in this type of format, in a shared resource format. It's not even funny. And I encourage everybody to get a deck of our and a virtual tour of our campus, excuse me, and take a look for yourself and then apply it to your area or your project if and when it makes sense. So next slide, please. Well, we've covered this Innovation and Growth Campus. We've covered this pretty well. You see the companies down there that are located right now that I'm proud of: Medic Life, Surefy, Utility, Vendor Hall, Adaptive, on and on. But I think we've already covered this slide. Hall Venture Partners, I think we've demonstrated enough of this. Just one of our many buildings there that has innovation and companies under growth and under our supervision. As you can see, it's really this clean. I've been on hundreds of companies, evaluating them personally before investing in them myself, and I've never seen a better run or cleaner operation on all levels, experienced operation than the Hall Opportunity Zone campus. Next slide, if you would. They're just some of our upper management here. You can take a look. There is me on the right. There's David Hall. He's the patriarch. He's actually the son of Tracy Hall, the inventor of the man-made diamond that was so successful. And Dave Coons, Matt Van Dyke, just some of my managing partners here at the Hall management team, and then some of our other team members as well. So it is a team, but this is just some of our over 750 employees that the Opportunity Zone has really led to having that old steel mill, rundown steel mill that was defunct and employed nobody, to what we have today. So pretty encouraging, pretty amazing. So next slide, if you would. These are just our companies. We've been through this. The Vander Hall is certainly exciting and profitable. Medic.life, Smarter Home, Bacon, Surefy, Hall Logic. All of these are either in revenue or about to go in revenue, and are prime examples over the next 2 to 5 years, not 2 to 10 years. These companies, whether through public or private exits, are on the fast track to continue the exit and give investors with capital gains many options that they don't have in a traditional opportunity zone fund that just caters to real estate. Those are good. This is just a great diversified way to really give yourself options if you are an investor, accredited investor out there that has capital gains, to create a diversified portfolio and take advantage, and also help expand the opportunity zone pie, because all these products and services help many other areas in other opportunity zones in all types of spaces that are out there. So very proud of them. And if we can have the next slide, Zahn, I think we're just about, these are just some of the companies at the Silicon Slopes that work with us at Hall and are in Utah. that we constantly are in touch with. I'm sure many of you recognize a lot of them. There's more coming, as Utah and many other areas in opportunity zones are hotspots for both talent, companies, and for execution, and for also monitoring and mirroring our success so that we can leverage that into other opportunity zone growth areas in all over the country, which we're in the process of doing. Overview, what's an opportunity zone? I'm going to believe there's over 8,700 of them, of course, in the country. Pretty basic stuff here, but I encourage everyone to plug into the OZ Works and OZ Pros and DB and learn more if you don't know about opportunity zones. Also to understand more about the 1202 tax code for operating businesses that gives you a 5-year time limit exemption instead of 10. Those are very exciting and encouraging for operating businesses in OZ zones. Here's the, we'll just go to the Jobs Act here. That's fine. No, we can go through it. Tax incentive investing in low-income communities to qualified opportunity funds, temporary deferral, step-up basis. Once again, the 10% step-up is going to go away by December 31st of this year. So I encourage anyone with capital gains to please get more information, learn more, find out if this is something you can utilize in your own world, your own portfolio, and certainly love to have you look at Hall and their fund or their single issue companies itself on that before December 31st of this year. Permanent exclusion from taxable income of capital gains from the sale or exchange of an investment in opportunity fund. This is for the 10-year exclusion accrued in an investment in an opportunity fund, as long as it qualifies. Once again, this is why we keep all of our 130 companies on our 130-acre campus in an opportunity zone. Very, very important to make sure you're working with people that are up on the latest, greatest in the tax lanes and zone laws, that type of thing for opportunity zones from the operating business end of things. So I think if we go here, these are just the same 3 examples we covered in the first part of my talk today. Once again, these slides will be available or a deck will be available and possibly a virtual tour of the Hall campus for anyone who's interested or wants to see more or help with duplication for their own area in copying or working with this very experienced and successful model. So I think next slide. Yeah, that's it. I want to thank everybody for their time today. I want to thank Dave and Zahn and the whole team here for having me on, and certainly want to help anybody out there. If there is interest, there's my contact information here at Hall VP with my number, and please feel free to reach out. So Zahn, unless there's something else you want me to cover, I'll be glad to, but I think I'm going to send it back to you.
Thank you so much.